Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Get up and give God the glory so you can tell him your story. Well, the biggest clown across the world, we all know it's the turd. And I mean, it's he is the laughing stock of just not America, everywhere. I mean, I was looking on this international stuff last night. He is the running joke. He is the running joke. But I am just, but of course, you know what I'm talking about. Well, those who watch the news now, when they were coming from the sun or whatever, he was supposed to fly back in his jet, which everybody knows that he didn't because first of all, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because they told him not to take the jet, and then he gets over there and like I told you, like I got a bounty on his head, because that was the same weekend that they was having that funeral and all that kind of stuff like that. So they came up with some money from somewhere. But anyway, now he didn't take the flight get back. Come to find out, he'd have snuck off in a food cart. In the food truck, rather, probably was like I said, I said it right in the cart because they had to transport it some way to get it to the airplane and whatever. And so yeah, so he got out of there. But now the thing about it is the cowardness of him is like, oh, just like with his army record or whatever, that he let all of the people that whatever that was his staff and the press and whoever else right back on that plane. But which they could have done was like some other people have said, said where there's a malfunction with the plane or whatever, and let them thought, they come up with all other kind of trickeries like this damn, like these assassin attempts, so why wouldn't they, because they could have easily killed those people, you know what I'm saying? Why he got away. But now, so why did they come up with some kind of tomfuckery, and just whatever for that? They got plenty of time on the hands, but between wiping his ass and changing his diaper and stuff, they have plenty of time. So, but anyway, we shouldn't have expected anything less, But he's supposed to be so big and bad and with that shit, I'm just like, oh Lord, I didn't use my cuss words for the day already, but shit. So tomorrow is always a new day. But anyway, from like last night, I told you, I don't know why, like I said, all this in investment stuff or whatever. I don't know why I get so bombarded with this stuff, but and just like another friend of mine that's from Chicago and my other friend from New York, they were asking, why didn't I, tell you all about about the SpaceX things or whatever. I told him, I said, I don't be trying to get nobody into nothing, because now if it don't work for me, it don't work for me. I lost. But now, I don't want you coming around saying, shit, well, tell them, why you didn't tell us about the SpaceX, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, because you wasn't interested in that, or whatever. Y'all try to be doing this or you rather go with the snakes, the whatever, and do something slick to get it fast, but like I said, when you're doing investment, whatever, that's a time game, a time and time game. So you know what, but y'all be ready for the right now, right? So I don't be fuck with y'all like that with that. So that's why I told you, and like I told you even last night, I ain't signing shit. Don't ask me for shit. Let me decide on what shit I want to do. I don't want your bullshit. I don't want they bullshit. I want his bullshit. You know what? I want shit's creek. So you know what? I ain't doing it. So but now whatever I do decide to do, whatever, because even though last night, you had to, you have a personal meeting as well, besides the big meeting that we had last night. So, but anyway, I'll keep y'all posted on that, But like I told you, I told my friends, I said I didn't say anything about the SpaceX thing because I didn't want to say, oh, I invested $1,000 because Thomas told me. So Thomas ain't told you a goddamn thing. And even if I did tell you about it, you know what? It was up to you because I wasn't gonna take your money and do it for you. You know what? You was on your own.